Hello again. So in the previous modules, we focused on moving money into and out of Panorama. Now let's consider how you'll trade in underlying assets for your clients, with the ability to buy and sell all Panorama investments quickly, intuitively, and from one single screen. We'll be focusing on the desktop or internet login for Panorama. The functionality we'll cover in this module is also available in your Panorama mobile app, but we'll explore this in more detail in the separate mobile app learning course. Also, in this module, we'll continue to explore our digital client consent process that allows you to integrate Panorama's investment trading capability into your advice process. And this comes complete with the optional record of advice or ROA production in a digital process of obtaining your client's consent or authority to proceed with investment trades on their portfolio. However, in this module, we'll focus more on Panorama's investment trading process and capability, with the full end-to-end digital consent process being considered in more detail in its own dedicated learning course. And to trade in the underlying investments, from your client's overview page, we'll go into investment orders and then place an order. Here, you'll see the available cash to invest with a search box and drop-down giving access to underlying Panorama assets, including their current holdings. If available and enabled for your dealer group or licensee, you'll also see tailored portfolios in this drop-down selection. If we look at the available funds for investing, this may vary depending on the type of asset you are trading and whether there are any pending asset sales outstanding. If your client has no pending sales for any asset, only one available cash figure will be displayed. If we consider how available cash impacts purchases for various asset types, firstly, term deposits must have the available cash to submit the order, meaning they cannot be queued. For listed security buys, in addition to using available cash, you can also use the value of unsettled filled listed security sell orders, plus any listed security sells in your current order. These can be used as contra to include listed security buys in your current order. Note that pending managed fund or managed portfolio sales cannot be used to queue listed security buy orders due to the mismatch in settlement dates. For buys of managed funds and/or managed portfolios, you can use available cash in addition to pending sales in managed funds, managed portfolios, or listed securities. When the pending sell settles or more cash becomes available in the transaction account, the managed fund or managed portfolio buy order will be submitted for processing. Let's focus firstly on trading listed securities. And in the search box, to bring up the entire menu, you can type in a double space and then scroll through to search. Or to bring up a specific stock, simply type in the name of the company or the ASX code and select. For ASX stocks, you can buy a specific number of units or a dollar value that includes the brokerage or trade fee. You'll see the current live price on the market, and you can click here to refresh at any time. You can place a market or limit trade that is good for day or good until cancelled. You can also elect to participate in dividend reinvestment depending on the security holding type and if offered by the company. Otherwise, dividends will be paid as cash. We will cover differences between the listed security holding options in a later module. Live trading tools keep you well informed with summary price and performance data, detailed sustainability or ESG information, as well as live market depth. And we'll consider these tools in more detail in a later module. Click here to split out the estimated purchase amount and brokerage cost, noting the actual consideration and brokerage will be confirmed once the order has been traded. When ready, click here to Add to Order. Panorama also supports an approved list of external panel brokers for listed securities trading. Please refer to Help and Support for more information, including a handy advisor guide for download. For managed funds, we'd follow a similar process, first typing the name of the managed fund or APIR code to select, before entering the dollar amount to buy. And again, similar to listed securities, you can elect whether income is reinvested or paid into the transaction account. Click on View Profile to view and download the up-to-date Morningstar profile data and current PDS for the fund. Again, when ready, you can click here to add to order. Panorama has a broad menu of managed portfolios or SMAs, from a quality selection of skilled and experienced managers. And these have underlying investments into cash, managed funds and/or listed securities, including ETFs. Again, following a similar process, firstly indicate the trade amount here. Managed portfolios also allow the flexibility of excluding specific assets from the portfolio, with the choice of either preferring to hold the allocation for that asset in cash or pro rata across the managed portfolio. You also have the flexibility to be able to direct what happens to income in the form of dividends and distributions from the portfolio, with the default being to reinvest back into the portfolio. Alternatively, certain clients requiring regular income, such as pension clients, may prefer this income flowing out into their Panorama transaction account. We'll explore further the attraction and benefits of managed portfolios for your clients and your business in the separate learning course dedicated to them. Panorama offers a very good term deposit experience on a platform, with a wide range of terms and interest options to choose from. To review Panorama's term deposit options, you can find these via the product section and then under term deposits. The term deposit calculator is handy to review all of the current options available for your clients. And from your homepage, you can find fast access to this via the I'd like to drop-down. And within the investment orders page, you can type in the letters TERM for all options to appear, and then you'd simply select your chosen option to proceed. The minimum purchase price for a term deposit with Panorama is just $5,000, and you can download the current rate sheet and terms and conditions here. Term deposit purchases submitted before 5 p.m. Sydney time on a business day will be processed, placed and earned interest from that same day. Otherwise, they'll be placed the next business day. To trade in assets currently held by the client, you can do this from the portfolio valuation screen by selecting Buy or Sell, and then Create Orders. Within the order screen, to trade in assets currently held, you can enter the asset name or code in the search box, or again, double space will bring up the entire holding for you to select from. Select Buy or Sell, and for sales, you can enter a dollar or unit amount for listed securities, or there is a Sell All option to sell down the entire holding. And if relevant for your licensee or dealer group, you'll also see tailored portfolios in the drop-down, which can be purchased into or sold down using a similar process to that which we've already outlined. Sales can be added to the proposed orders alongside buys, and these can be sorted according to your requirements. Further down, you'll see an order summary detailing total buys and sells, as well as the anticipated net cash movement. You can select Save at any time, and your order will be saved and moved to the Saved Orders page. If you do this, it's a good idea to add reference details to help identify your order, because at this stage, it won't have an order number assigned. If you have entered all the proposed trades, you can select Preview to vet the trades, and this process will check and confirm such things as the account is active and there's sufficient cash for the trades. The assets are available to buy or sell and there's no duplicate trades. An equity order is not above the maximum $500,000 trade size. You'd need to contact Panorama support for individual orders above this amount, and also whether the order will need to be queued. Ideally, you'll want green ticks beside each trade, meaning it has passed vetting. Warning messages will be noted in orange text, and these will not necessarily prevent trading, but you should take notice of them. Errors will be noted in red text and will require your attention before you can proceed to submit trades. At this point, you have a few options. Firstly, you can save for later, with retrieval available from the Saved Orders tab. You have the option to download an authorization form for your client to sign for the investment orders. We provide this form for your convenience only and would be retained on your files only and is not to be sent to BT. There is also the option here to save and get consent, but let's come back to that in a short moment. Now, let's assume you have your client's authority to proceed with the investment trades. If this is the case, you can tick the confirmation box agreeing to these terms and conditions and submit the order through. You'll see a summary of the orders successfully placed, a repeat of your order summary, and some links at the bottom, including being able to monitor the trades by going to the order status report, which we'll return to very shortly. But before that, I mentioned the Save and Get Consent button earlier, and this integrates your client's proposed investment trades with Panorama's efficient digital consent capability. This allows you to not only obtain electronic or digital consent from your client for the proposed investment orders, but also includes the option to create and attach an ROA within Panorama. As the broader digital consent capability is such a key component of the overall Panorama offer, this process and more is covered in detail within our dedicated digital consent learning course. It's worth mentioning some comments about timing for investment trades as they apply to each of the different asset types. We've already mentioned that term deposit trades submitted before 5 p.m. Sydney time on a business day will generally allow the deposit to commence and start earning interest from that same day. For listed security trades, we'd suggest trades are placed during the normal ASX trading hours, being 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sydney time on a business day. For managed funds, the general rule is that investment trades submitted by you before 11 a.m. Sydney time will normally allow the trade to be sent to the fund manager by the end of that same day. And for managed and tailored portfolios, if you can submit trades prior to 10 a.m. Sydney time, that will normally allow trades into underlying assets to occur same day. That is, listed securities going onto the market with our partner broker that same day, and trades into underlying managed funds sent to the manager by the end of the day. To track investment orders for all asset types, go to the Order Status page. Here, you have an array of filter and sorting tools that allow you to monitor the progress of investment orders submitted, including order type, price, quantity, and consideration. The date last updated will display here, and you can click to refresh at any stage. The three broad status categories are incomplete, which could mean the order is in progress or queued, complete, meaning the order has completed, and errors and warnings, and this could mean either failed, cancelled, or expired. We'd also refer you to Panorama's Help and Support section for a more detailed explanation of these status categories as they apply to each of the different asset types you can buy and sell. For some assets, and in particular listed securities, it might be possible to cancel or amend an order if it has not yet been filled or just partially filled. The fast action icon to the right of the order will present the option. If available, with intuitive functionality to cancel or amend the order's unit amount, price type, or expiry option. Transaction confirmations for completed orders can also be accessed and downloaded under this fast action icon. To keep advisors well on top of the status of investment orders and trades for their clients, we also provide message centre alerts covering a range of scenarios across the different asset types. Examples are listed security orders that could be rejected or cancelled by our broker. After viewing details in the order status report, you'll be able to take appropriate action, which could be re-entering the order with different parameters, such as a limit price order as opposed to market price, or potentially a new limit price closer to the current price of the security being traded. For the full range of messages and alerts that are provided online and some via email, please refer to Help and Support under the Business and Admin section, and then within the Managing Your Business section. Panorama also allows you to set up regular, periodic investment plans for your clients into existing managed funds, managed portfolios, or tailored portfolios that are held by the client. For Panorama Investments accounts, the regular investment can also be funded in whole or in part by including a direct debit from a linked account. To set up a regular investment plan, you'd go to Investment Orders and select the option here. Firstly, the total amount to be regularly invested is entered here. Only investment accounts will see this tick box option to include a regular deposit from a linked account that has been verified. Assuming this was the case, we'd select the linked account and enter the amount of the regular deposit with an optional description that would appear on the cash statement. Note that if a regular deposit is combined with the regular investment plan, the actual investment date into the underlying investments would be up to 3 days after the date of the direct debit deposit, providing time for the cleared funds to be available. We'd then select a start date for the regular investment plan. You can choose fortnightly, monthly, or quarterly, and with no end date, or you can select a specific end date. Then we'd select the investments for the regular investment plan, and a reminder, it can only be assets that are currently held by the client. In practice, what this means is that you may need to firstly place a one-off investment into the underlying asset or assets for the client, and then subsequently set up the regular investment plan. Click on the box here and already held assets will appear, and you can select as required. Add to the investment plan before attaching a dollar or percentage allocation for assets in the plan. And you can save and return later, but to proceed, click on Preview Order to vet the proposed plan. As with the regular one-off investment orders, you have the option of an authority form to download for your client to sign. And then, if you're ready to proceed, firstly tick the box acknowledging terms and conditions before selecting Submit to set up the regular investment plan for your client. You'll be able to review regular investment plans at any stage for your client here under Scheduled Transactions, where you can expand out, providing a summary of the plan with options to download a receipt, as well as temporarily stop the plan and edit or cancel the plan. And that brings this module to a close, during which we've looked at how you place investment orders for the underlying assets within Panorama. We briefly overviewed the integration with Panorama's digital consent functionality, and again, we recommend you also watch this separate learning course. We looked at the order status report, as well as the message centre alerts to keep you aware of the status of your client's investment orders. And we finished with a consideration of how you easily can set up regular investment plans for your clients. The next module in this Transactions and Investments course considers the management of corporate actions for all your clients invested in ASX listed securities. Thanks, and we'll see you again soon.